Welcome back, everyone, to more Avernum 2 Crystal Souls. I'm gonna run back to our fun little spot here, Fort Draco. We forgot to get a quest from him. I'm the quartermaster for Fort Draco, and I need help. What does a quartermaster do? I keep track of supplies. Yeah, I think we said most of this stuff to him. Can you get any extra supplies? No, nothing you don't earn. But I'll tell you what, there's a shipment of arrows and bolts being sent up here. Disappeared. Brigands, I think. If you ever find a sign of what happened to it, let me know. I'll see what I can do. Try looking to the south. You might find something. No other clues for us? Well, I sent our trackers, of course. Didn't do much good. I did find a few broken arrows on the path near the Verdant Valley, but I'm not sure if they were some of our arrows. Verdant Valley? It sounds lovely. It's not. Name's a joke more than anything. I mean, plenty of green things grow in there. Molds, slimes, goblins. But it's not a friendly place. Good cave for brigands to hide in, perhaps. Alright, so, yeah. Slaying the Farium Chieftain. Find the stolen arrow equipment. Good. You enter Fort Draco, Avernum's northernmost fortress. Soldiers here have spent decades holding off Nephilim assaults, and the occasional horde of giant spiders. But as your burning nose and watering eyes inform you, Fort Draco isn't just for defense. This region contains Avernum's most productive sources of iron ore, which is brought here for smelting. Fort Draco is thus both vital to the health of Avernum, and a very unpleasant place to visit. Everything's covered in a thick layer of soot, including the insides of your lungs. The people walking by look extremely worried. Their conversation seems centered on one topic, the huge magical barriers which have cut off this area from the rest of Avernum. You don't know much about these barriers yet. Perhaps asking around will give more information. Perhaps stealing shit also. Got some caravan guards, some merchants. Crisper and Harg. You see a large, filthy, dirty man sitting at the bar swilling down mushroom ale. You sit by him and ask him his name. Harg, he grunts. Might I ask your profession? I'm a caravan drover. Not much work now. Not as long as the barriers are up. What do you know about these barriers? They block all the roads, that's all I know. What else should I know? I look like a wizard to you? What's your profession? I just said I'm a caravan drover. You seem to be in a very bad mood. He belches bitterly. You would be too. I am thwarted in love. The picture of all feminine beauty. Her name is Rose. She lives in Formello. I wish I had the nerve to propose to her, but I don't. So I drink to minimize my sorrow. He takes another swig. That's too bad. Right. Now leave a man to drink in peace. Might be able to get more info from this guy. Maybe we can propose to her for you. If you did that, I would be your enemy for life. You should put out. That's what he says, but you detect a glimmer in his eyes. He'd probably really appreciate it. And it gives us a questicle. The bar is tended by a handsome man with somewhat deranged demeanor. He fights a constant and futile battle to keep the counter free of soot. He's pleased to have a customer who isn't a standard merchant. Welcome to my inn. My name's Crisper. So what makes cleaning here so tough? He twitches. Let me tell you all about the ashes. I never knew when I bought this place there'd be so many fucking ashes. A ton a day, piles and piles of them all over, and smoke too. And it isn't just that. He twitches alarmingly. It's the spiders. I have to clear away their webs, the noises they make, all of them. What's so difficult about a bunch of spiders? He twitches. They're what did this to me. It was the happy spiders. I can't get them out of my brain. I hear them speaking to me sometimes. A whole bunch of them live in a cave to the west. Some of them came around not long ago looking for someone to help them. I've always hated spiders, and having them like me only makes it worse. He's ranting. You get nervous. Maybe I can help them. You're welcome to try. I'm never going out there. Spiders are terrifying, even friendly ones. So, barkeep, heard anything about the magic barriers outdoors? Only that they're a disaster, completely cutting us off from all of Avernum. If you want the real information, talk to Commander Anford. You can find him near the docks. What's on the menu today? All drinks are 3 coins. Doesn't matter what you order because it all tastes the same. The soot, you know, you can sleep in the common room for 5 coins. You can even buy rations. Feel free to stay for a while, just never mind me. It takes all my time keeping this place clean. Well, just like in the first Avernum, we are going to save all our money. Save, save, save. The creation of the barriers has stranded merchants, drovers, and guards in the towns and forts all throughout Avernum. Naturally, they've drifted to the inn. They sit here bored. They make plans, trade gossip, and drink. When you approach, they ask if you've learned anything about the barriers. You haven't, so they tell you to fuck off. What can we steal? What can we steal? Fish, fish, fish. Candles for Trog. Free wine for me. Mop, mop, mop. So apparently we don't need picks and shovels in this. That quest is not back. And we only need 1 hammer. So I'm going to get rid of all this other shit. We will be collecting wine. Pretty sure we are going to need ale. If not, we can always sell it. Maybe, maybe not. But yeah, we need all kinds of other strange objects this time. Under Fort Draco. Whoa. Tool use 10. We somehow are able to disarm that. Oh. Look at this. Got some thugs hanging out here. You guys are being bad. See if we can get some dazed and confused. Oh, losing turns and shit. Daze turned out to be a good little early spell there. Level up. Do you run into trouble in combat, be sure to use blessings. The mage spell Haste and priest spell War Blessing and Protection will make you more effective in combat. Later, your mages and priests will be able to create wards and cloaks, magical shields that aid your entire group. Huh? We know how to play the fucking game. Why will combat continue? Oh. Forgot he summoned this little piece of shit. You've earned experience. Cloaks, yes, cloaks are good. Scales, we don't need scales. Approaching a meeting room. A crude wooden table runs the length of the room. There's a thick reek of sweat and bad mushing beer. Oh, let's see. How to build our badass characters. Now we should probably just be pumping up melee and hardiness. Of course, getting to dual wield here eventually is going to be nice. We're only level 2 though. It's time to start getting our fighters good health as well. Oh, we got mighty blows though, yeah. Get 2 traits? Did I forget to take one? Okay. Get that elemental focus. And also get good health. Alright, there we go. Level 2. We kind of do what we want the first few levels. to get that haste spell as soon as we can. Oh, don't be missing. Ouch! God damn it, why did you do that? Yeah, our fighters need a little work, but that's alright. Giant spiders. A gold bar and a curing potion. Start splitting that stuff up here eventually. Help give us a little bit of money early on. Oh, they're not enemies yet. Okay. The leader of the small band of brigands watches you over the fire. She wears the tattered remains of her uniform, the chainmail she wore when she served in the Avernite army. Now she is thin and haggard, and there are green stains around her mouth. She sneers at you. So the commander finally woke up, eh? Finally thought he is bold. I'm Galia, the warrior, and these tunnels are mine. What's that green shit on your mouth? She nervously wipes at her mouth with the back of her hand. Stains. There are no stains. The green marks remain. Her hand is noticeably trembling. Where are you from? I'm from nowhere. This is my home now. I'll not be driven out. I'm here to destroy you, brigand. Oh, you really think you can? She raises her blade. You really think you can? I doubt it. Fort Draco doesn't think I'm useful anymore, but I'm not going. Fort Draco let you be down here? Yes. We were their pet mercenaries. A caravan taken every now and then without violence was a small price to pay. Her face twitches and she scrapes at the green stains around her mouth with her fingernails. Now we... She loses her train of thought. Die, brigand! Boldly said. She gives you a final salute. For a moment, she looks like a brave soldier she once was, and then she lunges at you. Take that, bitch! What the fuck? Who let the dogs out? Trog, you got bitch slapped. Melee attack that seeks out a vulnerable point of your foe, doing extra damage. Let's do it. Fucked up now. Galia is dead. Fort Draco has freed the brigands lurking in its tunnels. It's a horrible waste. If Avernum is to repel the Empire warriors rampaging through it, it needs every warrior it can get. Boom shakalaka! We'll need bars of iron for a quest as well. Shield of Succor. 1% to healing. We might as well do that to you-know-who. Encumbers mages. Oh, I'm glad you could tell me that this time. Cloud's got a nice little healing shield now. Alright. Starting to get the armor, which of course will also unfortunately affect our ability to hit. But It's just something we'll have to deal with for the time being. Because we need armor to keep our warriors up. Pipe. We want one pipe as a quest item. Let's hang on to that. Fine robes. Well, we don't get the +2 to evade attacks, so we're going to get rid of the fine robes. I'd rather have the evade. In the box, you find several thick sheaves of parchment. There are records, notes, and contracts signed with bloody thumbprints. You skim through them. You learn that this pitiful band nicknamed itself the Black Saber, a band of brigands and malcontents who have been stealing ore and supplies from the surrounding area during the chaos of the war. Happily, they probably won't be doing it much anymore. The papers contain occasional notes about the shortages of something called scribbing. You find no hints of what this is, but the handwriting gets shakier and shakier as you read on. Probably the green drugs that bitch be doing. Skanky hook. Let's collect food for a while. It's fun. So we can stack it. We want to probably wait until we get our negotiator. Wait as long as we can anyways. Alright, bronze helmet. Upgrade. Stone Shatter. Ability, move mountains. Combat makes rocks fall on foes. Outside of combat, breaks cracked walls and stone pillars. So this is a new spell that we get in this game, and it's going to help us find some secret locations outside of combat. We'll go ahead for now and just start hanging on to scrolls. You know how we like to collect in the beginning. Looking for those hidden objects. Cheryl. My ex's name. Fuck that bitch. I don't think we need ale in this. The small woman with curly hair, sitting and poking at her low fire. She watches you silently as you enter. She doesn't seem surprised by your new presence. You ask her name. I'm Cheryl, she says in a quiet voice. What are you doing back here, hooker? Just sitting in my little house with my stuff. Maybe with some things you could buy. But things that are perfectly legal to sell. And you can sell me things too. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing illegal going on here. She is nervous. So I can't buy anything illegal from you then? There's nothing illegal here, nope. She's shaking a little. And the ore piles back there? They're my property. I can prove it, so stay away. Can't I just take a peek at your entirely legal pile of ore? They're mine. You know what I hear? Bandits were hiding under them. Bandits so cruel. They might harass and shake down innocent ladies trying to make a living. But they're all dead now. What a shame. She smiles. She's selling all kinds of stuff. And yeah, we're just going to hang on to our shit for now. I'm not in a rush to buy anything. This is the Fort Draco foundry. It's small, hot, and very busy. To the north is a broad, shallow pool of molten rock and metal. The fresh iron runs off into narrow troughs, where the metal solidifies into ingots. How the pools are kept so hot is unclear. Maybe magic. Della, this tall, thin woman is using a wheelbarrow to haul sacks of ore over to the smelter. The muscles of her arms show like steel cables through her pale skin. She gives you a brief nod. Welcome, stranger. I'm Della. How does this smelter work? You should ask Kalia. I'm only in training. What are you doing? I help with the foundry, while I can. What's wrong with the foundry? Those cursed Nephilim have cut us off from our fine ore. Well, we've got plenty stored up, so we'll be making steel for a while. Where are these Nephilim? Up north. They took all our mines from us. Hope we get them back soon. Avernum needs Draco's blades. She grabs another sack of ore and hauls it over the smelter. Can I buy any ore or metal from you? She shakes her head. Sorry, as long as the barriers outdoors are up, we can't spare an ounce of precious metals or supplies. I need to speak to Kelia. Whoa. Yeah. Bag of coal. A short, stout woman is taking notes on a sheet of lichen parchment. She's covered with a thick layer of soot, like everything and everyone around here. She slaps you firmly on the shoulder in greeting. You feel sprained. Hi, I'm Kelia. If you want to know anything about the foundry, let me know. What are you up to, biatch? I'm the foreman woman here. We can't talk long. We have loads of ingots due in Formello. Where the fuck is Formello? Biggest city up here. In some ways to the southeast. Avernum has a large barrack there. She frowns. Our next load of steel has to go there anyways. What with the barrier and all. Barrier? Yeah, the barrier just appeared. Blocks the roads and passages. We can't send stuff anywhere far away. It's a bad thing for the rest of Avernum. Lots of fortresses count on us for weapons. Do you need anything? I mean, what with the war and the barrier and all? The barriers were a disaster. We can't get much ore. It means we can't fill our orders. She thinks, you know, you could help. You find any iron bars, bring them here. I'll pay you well. Avernum needs all the metal it can get. It's precious stuff. I'm gonna keep my iron bars for now. We can sell. We want to sell her. Well, we can sell, I think, up to 50. If we sell her 49, then we can collect and collect and collect and drop another big load on her. So we can try that out here. I don't think we're getting enough XP or money off of it where it's going to make or break us. How does this smelter work? She looks down at the pool of bubbling ore. A very, very good question. Making steel requires incredible heat, which requires a lot of fuel, which we don't have. Okay, so how does this smelter work? Oh, magic. Who created it? Some mages who came up from the Tower of Magi. They knew we needed their help to make steel, so they used some magic to make this thing. I don't know how to run it, I just watch and make sure nothing goes wrong. What do you do if something does go wrong? I send a message to the Tower of Magi, then I hope. Of course, since the barriers are still up, the message won't get there, so what I do now is just hope. Sounds like a terrible system. Don't you know how things work in Avernum? We do the best we can, and then we hope. Want a different system, then you should have stayed on the surface. Alright, so she's our metal bar girl. Oh, Boutel! Boutel was in Avernum 1. You're greeted by an enormous, heavily muscled man stripped to the waist. Somehow his ruddy glow manages to shine through the paleness caused by his years of living in the caves. He grabs your hand and shakes it. I'm Boutel, the master blacksmith of these caves. You have the look of a warrior about you, but your weapons are, if you don't mind me saying, lacking. I might be able to help. You know anything about the magical barriers? You're not the first soldier to ask me. They have completely cut off this corner of Avernum. Who made them, we have no idea. How can they be brought down? Again, no idea. Perhaps there may be a better idea of what to do about them in Formello. There are mages in Formello and powerful priests, too. If anyone wanted to do something about the barriers, Formello is the place to begin the search for answers. What do you do here? I work steel. One of the few down here who does. If you want a good weapon, you can buy it here. I also do repair work. What kind of repairs do you do? Well, I don't mean to brag, but the mighty Demon Slayer itself was reforged by my hand. This seems implausible, but you let it slide. I can repair any blade you need reworked. What's the Demon Slayer? Remember, this is Luglug, son of Luglug. These are all juniors. And in the next game, they will all be the third. A powerful weapon. One of the greatest ever, and we own it. It cuts through demons as if they weren't there. I think it's in the castle now, for safekeeping. And to think that I repaired it. Who discovered these pieces of Demon Slayer? Why, the great heroes, of course. The great heroes who found Demon Slayer and slew the demon Grahoth, who threatened all of Avernum. I met the great heroes, honest I did. And it was one of the great honors of my life. The great heroes? That's our parents! I don't believe you, and no one knows where they went. Nobody's heard of them for years. Or from them for years. Some say they retired and live quiet, anonymous lives. Others think they escaped to the surface, and some think they fight on still, waging a secret war against the Empire. They were amazing, though, tall and strong, pale like all Avernites, carrying only the highest quality armors and weapons. Truly, we will never see their like again. Boutel keeps himself busy, keeping the smithy operating while he waits to hear what else you have to say. What sort of weapons do you sell? Sadly, all our best steel has to go with the army to help defend against the Empire. Fortunately, I have some other blades I can spare for you. Not my best, but they'll help you survive. We will, of course, save our money. Or storage, register your piles. The dust inside this dark building burns your nose and eyes. This is the Fort Warehouse. Ore from the surrounding mines is stored in neat labeled piles, waiting to be weighed, sold, and smelted. There's a thick leather-bound book on this pedestal. The cover is worn and covered with grease and ash. You flip through the book for a while. It's a delivery log listing the miners who have brought shipments of ore to the fort. It's a long, dull list, and touching it makes the tips of your fingers black. It's Kev! Who the fuck is Kev? Okay, we want that abacus. It's another item that we will need for a quest. Find a very young man just starting to get fuzz on his upper lips. He's rearranging the thick piles of dirt on the floor with a large broom. Huge piles of ore dwarf him to either side. He seems excited to meet adventurers. Hi, I'm Kev.
What are you doing in here?
Sweeping up the warehouse.
Must be a bit tedious.
Yeah, it's nice to see someone, especially an adventurer. This warehouse makes me nervous. I keep hearing shit.
What sort of shit? Where's it coming from?
From the rats. Used to be bandits until you found and killed them all. They were stealing the ore. I'm glad they never bothered with me.
Seen any rats around?
Have I? Big as me. And sometimes they blow this foul, nasty gas at you. I run when I see them. You should do the same.
You think I'm an adventurer? Thank you.
You're a soldier, but you're allowed to wander freely, right? Righting wrongs and fighting injustice? That's basically an adventurer, right? Alright, not much from Kev. But this does take us back to another tunnel choked with coal dust. Grit crunches underfoot. In the shadows, you hear rats.
Uh-oh. Here they come! They hungry? Trog, you better take care of business down there.
A strange bit of rock is protruding from the wall here.
Aha! Aha!
Just gets us back to the other layer. Nothing special there. There's a sexy vapor rat here.
Don't let him fart on you.
Right, upgrading to some swamp boots. The passage slopes very sharply down to the east. You see light ahead. This must be a secret exit from Fort Draco. You could leave this way, but the passage is too steep to return via this route. We gotta go check it out. Whee! Too steep, huh? Is that why we just got back that way?
Didn't look too steep to me.
Alright, we're looking for a fishing pole and an hourglass still. Your skin starts to tingle. When you get close to this pylon, it's magically charged, but you have no idea what it does. The phrase Avernum is carved into the base. You take notice. Leather pants.
Leather pants make me dance.
Every little bit counts. The workshop contains broad, flat-bottomed boats in various stages of construction. They are simple and stable, ideal for navigating the subterranean rivers of Avernum. You meet an energetic, long-haired woman. Her belt is laden with tools of various sorts. She holds a ruler and a scroll, and her jerkin is covered with a light layer of sawdust.
I'm Tess, the shipwright of Fort Draco. Pleased to meet you.
How do you make a boat?
I carve them out of the cave wood myself, by hand. They're small, but they'll get you south just fine. Safest way to travel.
Tell me about cave wood.
Well, it's not wood, I'll tell you that for nothing. It's lumpy and soft and weird and hard to work. I can do it. Empire soldiers sure can't.
How'd you learn to work it?
I just did it. Sat down, grabbed a tool, and started carving. Made something lousy, burned it, tried again. 10 years later, I can make boats.
Right on.
We don't need a boat right now.
All right, enjoy your walking.
Enjoy my stealing. Thank you.
Maybe we can find a fishing pole out here by the docks. I don't know. Sure can. Right there's one. We need a fishing pole also for a quest. So now what we need to find is an hourglass somewhere. And there is an hourglass in this town somewhere. Oh, we probably don't want to steal out here in front of everybody. talk to Anford. A middle-aged man is reclining against one of the statues, looking out over the water. He wears the robes of a mere apprentice mage, but the commander's insignia he wears on his shoulder communicates much greater authority. He greets you with a confident nod. Welcome, fellow soldiers. I'm Anford, commander of Fort Draco. My gate guards told me of your arrival. I'm glad you came to see me.
Captain Vidican said I might be able to help you.
Commander Anford nods. I think she mentioned you in her last letter, working in construction. Kept a clear head during the recent raids, yes? Showing potential. She sent you out to look for a more useful post. I'm glad you came here. I do think I have a way to use you.
I will continue to look for a good place to serve. For money, experience, and titties.
Well, I may be able to help you find a good way to use your skills then. If you'll help me with something, I can give you advice in return.
What can I do for you?
Glad you asked. There have been some brigands ambushing caravans near the fort. Very near. I think they're based very close to the fort, directly underneath us, in fact. Convince their leader to take them away. Failing that, kill them. In return, I will strive to find a way to return the favor.
Wait, there's bandits underneath the fort? Not any longer.
I'm not proud of it, but yes. They were tolerated for some time, but we need to be rid of them now. I was going to send down some of my own soldiers, but you've shown an aptitude for tunnel combat.
How'd they get down there to begin with?
Anford sighs. My predecessor was a practical man. He didn't mind housing a few brigands. They were allowed to capture the occasional caravan. In return, they paid their keep by watching the tunnels, wiping out goblins, and so on.
What happened to your predecessor?
He took a force out of the fort heading west. Empire forces cut him off and killed every one of them. This was before the barriers appeared.
Why do you need to be rid of them now?
Because they've grown arrogant and strangely erratic. They make demands. They are bullies. In addition, I hate bandits.
I have a message from Gridley, quartermaster of Fort Gannard. They need more javelins.
Commander Alfred actually laughs. From us? We're already scavenging the javelins we use from the battlefield. Every one we have, we've already recovered and repaired at least 3 times. You can convey my sympathies. That is all I have to send.
Okay. By the way, we found and killed the brigands. They refused to go peacefully.
He sighs. How embarrassing. Brigands right under our very noses. Tolerated for over a year. Still, I greatly appreciate your assistance, and I'd like to pay you for it. He removes a pouch from a fold in his robes. Here's some coinage and a helpful trinket. Always useful for adventurers such as yourselves. Thanks again for your help. You do seem promising. I think I have some advice for you.
What is your advice for us?
You show a lot of potential. Too much to be wasted out here. As long as the barrier is up, Fort Draco has little to do. I think you should go to Formello. It's the largest city and the barriers allow us to reach. It's several days' journey to the southeast. Go there and find Mayor Amtar and say that I sent you. If there's a way for you to make a difference, I assure you'll find it there.
Anything else we can do? Quest and the like?
Apart from eliminating the entire Empire army? Not really.
Are you an apprentice mage?
Yes and no. I'm a commander of Fort Draco. I'm also a mage. But that isn't as important. My duty is to this fort, first and foremost.
Which came first, your apprenticeship or the command?
I've been an apprentice mage for 5 years. In the Slith Wars, I got assigned to this fort, and they found I had a knack for tactics. I never returned to the Tower of Magi.
Do you wish to?
Of course. Our lives in Avernum are humble and dangerous, but they are ours. All of us wish for the day when the war ends. The Empire is gone, and we can return to our dark, damp homes.
Why are you standing out here?
This is where I do my thinking about the fort. My office, so to speak. Normally I'd be planning tactics, scouting defenses, that sort of shit. But not lately. We fought off a bunch of Empire assaults, and they've left us alone lately, so it's not on my mind. We have a different threat now. I'm mainly thinking about this barrier.
What do you know about the barrier?
The barrier appeared a few weeks ago, impenetrable fields of magic. Outdoors. Huge, of a sort we've never seen before. Cutting off this area from the rest of Avernum. We can't break them down, we can't touch them. It's a disaster. They have cut Avernum into pieces.
Who do you think created them?
He sighs. The Empire is the most common guess. They have invaded us, and this may just be their newest weapon. However, I don't believe it.
Why is that?
I'm no expert on magic, But this is like no spell I've ever heard of. I think this is something new, something different. I would tell the castle, but of course I have no way to send a message to them. I think that's pretty much all we can do for now. This guy. Getting close to level 3-age here. Esther. A woman with graying hair, pale to the point of translucency, sits behind the counter.
I am Esther. Welcome to my shop. She waves at the armor around the room. Plenty here for a young adventurer.
Tell us about your wares.
You can buy armor here, shields, helms, and so on. Mostly scavenged and repaired. It's not the fancy steel stuff like Boutel makes, but the price won't break you. And when you're done here, Orson can help you with your weapons.
Who's Orson?
My husband. His weapons shop is just around the corner. We came down into Avernum together 10 years ago. We're old-timers.
What do you think of Boutel?
The smithy's just down the road. He's a bit full of himself, but let me tell you, he's the finest hammer and anvil man in Avernum. Maybe the surface, too.
Do you repair work?
Of course, I'm not a burly specimen like Boutel, but I can fire up the forge and do repair work when I need to. Most of my goods are previously owned.
I doubt she has anything for free. She does have some iron breastplate. We want to get in trouble for stealing. Here's our job board. The Lost Banner. The Nephilim in the castle east of Fort Ganeric attacked a Fort Draco patrol. They stole one of the banners, an insult to the honor of Avernum. If you can return this banner to Commander Anford of Fort Draco, you will be rewarded. Inspect the barriers. We are gathering information on the magical barriers in the hopes of learning how to defeat them. One of the barriers has been blocking the road access to the river west of Fort Draco. Travel there and expect one of these powerful barriers. See in particular if it extends all the way to the walls and ceiling of the tunnel. Report what you learned to Commander Anford. Valley Bandits. A group of thugs and criminals is holed up in the Verdant Valley to the southeast of Fort Draco. They've been assaulting our ore caravans and they must be stopped. Destroy them and report your victory to the forewoman Kelia. Stalking ogres. A small band of ogres has been sighted roaming the road south of Fort Draco. They demand payments from travelers in violation of Avernite law. Thus, they must be destroyed. For the adventurers who succeed, the bounty has been left with Crisper. Crispy Crisper. The low room is filled with the smell of sweat and leather. This is the training hall of Fort Draco, where the hard-working instructor drills adventures and skills they need to know to survive Avernum. Alright, we're familiar with the good old trainers here and what they do and how expensive they are. And here's a free rusty helm to take home to Mama. It's Boris, the burly man, standing in the middle of the training hall, fiercely smacking a dummy. When you get close, he turns and looks up and down. He's clearly unimpressed.
Oh, Boris, you here to train?
His voice makes the air vibrate.
What can you do for me?
I train people who need it. I've taught many of the soldiers who give their lives defending us. I also expend my precious time assisting adventurers.
You know how to fight?
I know how to do a little of everything. I even know a few of the simpler magic rituals and focusing exercises.
What do you teach the soldiers?
Soldiers often get sent to me to learn how to survive in combat. The Empire soldiers are fast and deadly. It's all I can do to give them skills to avoid being butchered.
I'm an Avernite soldier. You can teach me?
Yes, but you'll have to pay. I would love to share my knowledge for free, just not enough to do it.
So let's see what skills he has. He looks you over again and shakes his head.
You aren't ready to comprehend my advanced techniques yet. Return when you've traveled more.
I'd like to learn spells.
We can make Bolt of Fire better. It's probably a good thing to just go ahead and do now since we use that so much. Learning Haste would probably be dope. Yeah, that's too good not to get. We might have to sell a little bit here. just to keep our money floating. We'll go with haste 1 for now. And rituals. Well, definitely let's get minor heal. Yeah, these are all good. Improved smite. So yeah, we're going to probably want to go ahead and sell. Let's just get some extra money for now. Daze is a pretty good early spell. Let's try to get that and improve haste while we're here. Getting all this buffed up spells at level 2 is pretty awesome anyways. There's an elderly man watching over these tables of goods. He is sharpening an arrowhead when you enter. The skin's like parchment, bleached white. He looks up at you. Ha ha ha, customer! He brushes a soot off the counter with his hand. I am Orson.
What do you sell here, Orson?
I run this fine little weapon shop. He waves at his stock. Not a bad lot. The barrier made it difficult to get stock.
What do you know about these barriers?
Not much, I'm afraid. I won't be able to get much new stock with these barriers up, but I still have a lot here. I just hope that they get those things down soon.
Did you make these weapons yourself?
I must tell the truth. No, I don't deal in new steel Draco weapons. I buy weapons from those who find them, clean and repair, then sell with a modest profit for myself. And he's got a bunch of bullshit. Much better off buying spells and skills with our money, as we know. Alright, I think we explored most of Fort Draco here. I'm going to make sure we're not missing anything before we move on. As far as questicles, we have quite a lot of quests already building up here. I think we did a good job of cleaning the underground, so we should be alright there as well. And anyways, that's it for video 2 of Avernum 2. Crystal Souls. Stay tuned for more to come.